Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Ace Star the Third, and thank you so much for watching. And today I'm going to bring you guys this awesome third generation OU battle that I had against one of my friends. I don't know, because his name was just a whole bunch of random letters and everything, and unfortunately I can't understand the language of a whole bunch of letters because it makes no sense to me. But this dude was pretty awesome. This dude makes some pretty great plays. I had some good Pokemon. He had some awesome Pokemon too, and this dude just really was a decent battler. Honestly, it was great. So I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, but before we get into it, we're going to start out by saying I'm sorry because I'm sick right now, and because I'm sick, I'll be doing some sniffles and some other stupid things that no one wants to hear because my stupid immune system was being dumb and the weather was being retarded, and then a virus went into my body, and then the virus was just chilling, and then it got all hot, which made the virus have like a 20 billion virus babies. Now my nose is all stuffed and my throat's all sore, and I just don't really feel good at all right now. But I'm going to be trying my best to get better and everything so that I can bring you guys some awesome narrations and commentary. So anyway, we're going to start with that question. Today that question is, how do you feel about the new Mewtwo that's going to be released? Now, this new Mewtwo is going to be a Nerve Mewtwo and a Nerve Mewtwo with the Moo Hurricane. Now, personally, I don't really think it's all that great because Hurricane is kind of unnecessary on Mewtwo because Mewtwo learns a whole bunch of different moves anyway, and Flying is not all that great of a type, especially when you don't have Stab. So please be sure to answer that question in the comments below. So if you look at this team right here, you see that I have a Granbull. Granbull is the thing that immediately stands out to you right now. You're probably like, why are you using Granbull Ace of the Third? That thing is underused and it's just not good. I highly disagree with you. Objection. Because this thingy is pretty awesome because it has the intimidate ability and it also has the move Heal Bell, which will do wonders for my team. As you can see, my team is very defensive, and if I have anything that has a status effect, it's going to be not beneficial at all for none of these Pokemon because they can't really function if they have status abilities. You know, not even status abilities, but status is on them. So Granbull is an awesome support Pokemon because it has the Intimidate ability, it has good HP, it has Thunder Wave, and it's just all around great with Heal Bell. So anyway, we're going to look at this resistance and weakness chart right here. As you can see by this chart, you see that I have a lot of things that I am resistant to and only a few things that I am weak to, which is pretty awesome on this team. So I don't really have to worry about, you know, resistances and types and everything. I have other Pokemon that can resist things and everything, except for fighting, but fighting isn't really all that used in third generation, and if I do see a fighting move, I can just go into Skarmory because all fighting moves are physical and Skarmory can take those pretty easily. So if you look at this stat chart right here, you can see on my stat chart that I am highly invested into my HP and to my attack. My defense is above average. My special attack, however, is kind of low, but I'm not going to be using it that much except on Raikou and a little bit on Jirachi and somewhat on Swampert. And my special defense is kind of, it's subpar, it's fine, everything, but my speed is abysmal and it's not really that great. But I have my Raikou, which can compensate greatly for that in case something is fast and I need to stop it. So I hope you guys enjoy this battle. I apologize for being sick and everything. I apologize for not uploading recently and everything, but I had things that I needed to do. So I really hope you guys enjoy this battle once again, and please enjoy it. So I'm gonna let you guys know right now that being sick is bootsy. Being sick is the worst feeling ever. I don't have time for this. I have things that I need to do, and being sick is just not on my list of things to do. So this has to go immediately. So anyway, he leaves out this Gengar. I leave off my Swampert. Immediately I switch out to my Fortissimo, which is my Snorlax, because I know that Snorlax can take Giga Drains. I figured he had Giga Drain, or he might have had Will-O-Wisp too. So I figured that it would have been all beneficial if he had either or, because I have Granbull with Heal Bell and everything, and I know that Snorlax can easily take a Giga Drain. So he switches out into his Skarmory. I figured he's gonna switch because most Gengars do not have both Will-O-Wisp and Giga Drain, and it's not good for me, so I'm gonna have to be aware of that later on in case the time arises where I need to know that information. So anyway, I figured he was just gonna go for a Sprites at this point, which he does do. Swampert's in here like, dude, I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm Swampert, dude. I have Hydro Pumps, and my Hydro Pumps do a lot of damage to you. He knows that, so he's gonna switch out to his Vaporeon. I'm gonna go for a War because I figured that he was gonna switch out. So it's all beneficial for me because Swampert's like, dude, I know 3 things on your team right now, and all 3 of them are very defensive, so it's all bad right now, but it's okay. So anyway, I switch out to my Jirachi because I figured he was just gonna switch back out into his Gengar or something else, try to go for a Giga Drain or something. So he goes into his Vaporeon. I get to go for a Calm Bite as he goes for a Protect, trying to see what I was going to do, seeing if I was just gonna go for a Thunderbolt or something, but I don't do that. So it's all bad for me because he has a Blissey, and I'm like, okay, so this dude is officially a person who uses Skarmory, which is all bad. I mean, when you look at his team, he has a Gengar and 4 very potent and very hard to take down walls in third gen, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but hopefully I'm going to be able to stop at least the Vaporeon, which will allow everything else to die quicker because Swampert can easily take everything else out with its moves that it has. So anyway, he goes for a Seismic Toss as I go out into my Swampert. I double switch out because I figured he was just gonna go off for a switch or something, but he reveals that he has counter, so I'm like, okay, I'm aware of that now, which means I cannot go for physical moves onto this Blissey without knowing that my moves will take it out indefinitely, because I don't want to get taken out by a counter because Blissey has massive HP. So anyway, he believes in his Clay Law, he goes for an Ice Beam, I get frozen. This is completely unacceptable right now. I don't have time for this. I'm pissed. Oh god, I'm coughing, I'm making tweets about this, I'm just pissed. I'm gonna have to go out into my Woof, which is by Granbull, which is where Granbull shines, because Granbull gets to go for a heal bell. So that was my biggest priority right then. I didn't care if it was a bad switch or anything. I didn't care if he was gonna go for a rapid spin. It was just my top priority that I had to get Skarmory unfrozen and unthawed so that I could just go for spikes and taunts and whirlwinds and other things that will be unbeneficial for the other dude's team. So anyway, I go out into my Swampert because I know that Swampert is able to wall this thing pretty nicely, because you know, stupid drill peck's not going to be doing that much, and whirlwind, I guess he could, but he's going to be taking a hydro pump and everything. So I got to go for an earth pick at this point because I figured he was going to switch on to the Vaporeon, which is the perfect counter for my Swampert. I can't do much of anything to this thingy. As you saw, my earthquake is doing abysmal damage. It's doing very small amounts of damage. It's doing menial amounts of damage. It's doing nanometers worth of damage. It's just bad. So he goes for a Toxic. I'm gonna go for an Earthquake again just to get damage on him. I knew he was gonna go for a Toxic, but I figured with Granbull around, I could easily switch in and then go for a Heal Bell and be able to get rid of the poison and everything. It's kind of bad because he has spikes up and everything, and I don't have a method of being able to eliminate them because I don't have a Rapid Spinner. So being sick sucks. Anyway, he goes for a Protect. I lose more damage. I lose more damage. I lose more health and everything. It's all bad for Swampert because Swampert needs as much health as it can get. At this point, I predicted his switch out into his Claydon because I was going for repetitive Earthquakes over and over and over again, which is most logical for him to switch out into his Claydon. I predict that wonderfully right then. That was an awesome play by me because his Claydon gets to take massive amounts of damage. And at this point, I'm figuring that he's just going to go for an explosion. So I switch out to my Mauricio. Am I right? I am right. He goes for an explosion. He dies. His eyes are all over the place. This dude is partying. He's tripping out. This dude's dead. This dude's fainted. He needs to go to the hospital, get some revives, get some bandages, everything, because that dude just exploded. So anyway, he goes on to his Gen Fable. That is a nice name, actually. If you guys have noticed, I edited the sprites again. My Gengar is better looking. It looks more scary and more legitimate. And as you see Raikou coming in later, you're just going to die because I improved Raikou's sprite so very much. It looks so nice. So anyway, he goes out into his Skarmory. As you saw that the Thunderbolt wasn't going to do that much damage to my Fortissimo, which is my Snorlax. He knows that he's going to have to switch out into something because he knows that he's not going to be able to do much to me. He goes on to a Swampert. I get to go for a Body Slam. This thing he takes it kind of nicely, but he gets paralyzed, which I am very, very grateful for. This thing needs to be paralyzed because it is faster than a lot of my Pokemon, and then he can go for taunts, and he can set up spikes, and it's just all bad. I can't have that happening. So he's gonna Whirlwind as I go out into my Jirachi. I can sit right back out into my Fortissimo. It's all bad at this point. I don't know why, but I'm just gonna go for a Body Slam at this point. I mean, I figured he's just going to switch out, thinking that's going to go out into my Jirachi again. I predict that nicely. Now at this point, he's probably going to think I'm going to go for a Body Slam again. Next he's going to go for counter, but I'm like, dude, that is completely not acceptable. Snorlax, you explode right now. I need you to just go boom. I need your energy to get built up inside of you and just release it in huge, massive amounts of force, which he does in fact do. He kind of did too much because he got a crit and everything, which is essentially about what, 600 base power plus halving Blissey's defense. That thing is overkill, just dead. It is gone, and it's all good. So I had to lose my Snorlax in the process, so I really don't have a good counter for this Gengar. So he takes advantage of that and switches into it immediately. He gets to go for a 5-punch on my Jirachi, which originally I thought it was okay because I have, you know, Calm Minds up and everything. But he gets the gay ass burn. I'm like, okay, so I really can't switch out to my, you know, my Granbull at this point because it's not special defensive. So I'm just gonna have to let this thingy die, and it's just all bad. So I'm gonna go on to my Wolf at this point because I didn't want to take any pre-damage, I guess say preliminary damage before I could actually go for a Thunder Wave, I guess. So I do in fact do that. I get to cripple this thingy greatly, and with this Blissey being dead, I really don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about that much anymore. I mean, because he can't go for aromatherapy anymore. Now his sweeper is now unable to sweep, so he's going to have to go get a vacuum cleaner and then try to sweep with that. So anyway, I go into my Elegance 14. Look at it. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. Look at the blue. Look at the blue streaks. Look at the orange. It's so pure and blue and oh, great. But you can't see it really that much right now because I get paralyzed due to this Thunderbolt, and I'm like, nope. So I'm gonna have to switch back out into my Granbull. and go for a Will-O-Wisp, not even a Willow. Why did I say Will-O-Wisp? I'm gonna go for a Heal Bell to get rid of that paralyzation. That is just completely unacceptable. That stopped all my plans right there. I was like, oh, momentum, great, and it didn't even happen. So anyway, he goes on to a Salamence. I get to go for a Thunder Wave. I was gonna go for a Thunder Wave first and then Heal Bell. That was kind of actually kind of risky for me because he could have had a, you know, a Lumberry, and if he didn't had a Lumberry, he could have killed me this turn. I wouldn't be able to go for a Heal Bell. Raikou would have been paralyzed. It would have been dead. It would have all bad. It would have just sucked. So he didn't happen to have it. Fortunately, now we get to go for a Thunder Wave and a Heal Bell. And now this thingy is all ready to just go for a substitute. He's all set to try to sweep. He can potentially do it unless he has the ability to live a Thunderbolt and everything. Be able to live these all these other moves I'm going for and everything. I mean, if Gengar lives and everything, I'm going to be in such a low amount of health, he's probably going to be able to take me out. So I get to go for subs over and over again. I went for subs just because I was fishing for the Parahacks. And it's awesome for me because I am able to get it. I want the Parahacks because he only has his Gengar, his Salamence, his Vaporeon, and his Skarmory left. If I'm able to get at least one off, then essentially I win the game. So hopefully it doesn't go all bad. Hopefully things don't go all wrong. Hopefully things don't go bad in my face, and hopefully I win. So anyway, I get to take out this Mincemeat immediately as he dies to a Hidden Power Ice. It's all good for me right now. You know, he still has his Gengar and everything. He could have Explosion. He could have some move to take me out. I'm gonna go for a Thunderbolt, hoping that this thing kills, and it does in fact kill the Gengar. So now it's all good right now. He has two things that he is really weak to. He has a Vaporeon, which is weak to electric type attacks, and he has a Skarmory too. Is Vaporeon gonna be able to live this? We don't know yet because Vaporeon hasn't actually gotten attacked by anything yet. So I predict his Protect. So I don't know why he went for Protect. I think that was kind of pointless. I mean, he probably was not going to be living at Stab +1, you know, Thunderbolt from a Raikou. So I'm able to take advantage of that. I get to go for one more Calm Mind, and I'm able to take this thing out with a huge Jolt of Lightning, which will electrify this Vaporeon through its yellow body and cause it to go through forced trauma. What am I talking about? So anyway, he goes on to his last Pokemon, which is the Skarmory. I have no mercy for this thing because Skarmory is unacceptable to have on a team with a Blissey on it. So I'm like, okay, dude, you're gonna have to learn your lesson. I'm gonna have to go for a Thunderbolt. Your Steel Bird is gonna have to look at me with those ugly ass yellow eyes. I'm gonna have to take that thing out, and I'm going to have to win the game. So that was a great battle. Dude who has a whole bunch of names in his username and whatever. I don't know why you're doing that, but that's great. GG, and thank you for having the battle with me. So that battle was pretty great. I am sick and everything. There's snot all over my freaking nose and everything, and I need to blow my nose very badly right now. So be sure to like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, comment if you're cool, subscribe if you haven't, share if you have the balls, and favorite if you are Forretress. I am super into Twitter right now. Some of you guys have been aware of this because you have been following me on Twitter and everything. I am on there a lot. You get to see a lot of my personal things that go on. If you really care about that and everything, it's really just a whole bunch of things like with drama and everything, and helping other people with their dramatic problems and everything, because I like to help out my friends if they have issues. So you can like me on Facebook too. Facebook is getting kind of, you know, Facebooky, but it's all good. A lot of people are getting into 3rd gen lately. I'm liking that. It's all good. Got some new battlers and everything. Genghis Khan, a whole bunch of other people. I had a battle recently with some dude who used maxed EVs and everything on a stupid Swampert. That thing would not die. But that's irrelevant right now because the dude disconnected. So anyway, let's see what else is happening. Nothing else is happening besides the fact that I'm sick. You already know that, and I have a competition on Saturday. So you're probably not going to see me for a couple of days. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You'll probably see me again Tuesday because that's when I am able to do another video. So spring break is the week after that, so I'm gonna have more time to do things for you guys. So like I said and everything, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle and everything. It was pretty great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support and everything. If you know me in real life when you're watching this right now, I appreciate that you're watching this too. I appreciate the fact that you are not being an asshole and you are not using this against me, because if you do, I will slap you in the face. You know how I always slap you anyway. Haha. So anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and goodbye. As I blow my nose low. Yeah.